Hop, old squirrel, idle-dum, hop, old squirrel, idle-dum-dee. Hi, it's so good to see you. Welcome back to the music room. Did you get a chance to check out the video where I teach the Hop, Old Squirrel game to some kids? It's a really fun game. Make sure to check that out. Do you see my little squirrel here? I actually got this puppet. Wait a minute, it's not a puppet. It's a dog toy. I actually got this at PetSmart. No dog has ever played with it, but we got the little squeaker and kids just love this. Although it doesn't have a name yet. So if you can think of a name, if you could put a name down in the comments, I'd like to know your name for squirrel. Hop, old squirrel, idle-dum, idle-dum. Let's go ahead and look at the rhythm and the melody that you can teach for this song. Let's start with rhythm.
Hop, old squirrel, idle-dum, idle-dum, hop, old squirrel, idle-dum-dee.
Let's look at this part of the song. Hop, old squirrel, idle-dum-dee. Clap that with me. Hop, old squirrel, idle-dum-dee. When you're extracting a rhythm to teach, it's best to use the first rhythm in the song, the first motive, or the last motive. Those are the two best to work on, and hop, old squirrel, idle-dum-dee is of course the last motive. Let's read the rhythm the way that I put it up here. Teet-teet-ta, tika-tika-ta. Would you clap that? Teet-teet-ta, tika-tika-ta. But the words, hop, old squirrel, idle-dum-dee, we need to put them underneath the right notes. Let's start off with the first three. Hop, old squirrel. Do those go under the first three or something different? And I would actually take these off and I would hand them to a student and they would come on over here and most likely they would put it underneath the first three notes. I've never seen any mistakes with that because it's so clear. Hop, old squirrel, idle-dum-dee. What about the last one? And I'd walk over and hand it to a student. He'd walk over here, she'd put it up somewhere. Where would she put that? Probably at the very end because it's so clear. Let's try what we have so far. Hop, old squirrel, dee. Idle-dum, idle-dum. There are three sounds. Idle-dum. Of course, these are word cards with a magnet on the back that I just created. Printed out on cardstock, cut it out, put a magnet. Idle-dum, idle-dum. That is three syllables, but a tika-tika is four sounds. I wonder where these go. And you'd have a student take them over here, usually just one student, and you say, where do you put them? And I don't know what they would end up doing. This is sort of an obvious place to put them. Idle-dum, idle-dum on the first three. Hop, old squirrel, idle-dum-dee. I always teach tika before tika-tee. Tika is long, short, short, and tika-tee is short, short, long. Since I've already taught tika, because this is going to be a presentation lesson for tika-tee, I start by showing tika. If we take these three syllables and put them under here like a tika, let's try it. Hop, old squirrel, idle-dum-dee, idle-dum-dee, like a tika-ta. Does that fit? No, that doesn't fit. It's not a long, short, short. Idle-dum. Are those three sounds even or uneven? Idle-dum. Of course, they are uneven. So using shorts and longs, what is the pattern? Yeah, it's short, short, long. Let me put them on the rhythm. Idle-dum. There you go. Let's try the whole thing. Short, short, long. Hop, old squirrel, idle-dum-dee. Now if this is long, then that means we have to connect these two rhythms. The last tika, we have to connect them together using a tie. Of course, the tie connects these two, and a tika put together is just a T. So I'm going to erase all of this, and because it is a T, that means we do not have this beam, and we get a brand new rhythm called a tika-tee. That's right, let's try the whole thing. Tee-tee-ta, tika-tee-ta, tee-tee-ta, tika-ti-ta. And presentation is that easy. As long as you've already worked out that there's 3 sounds uneven over 1 beat, and we've already taught tika, which was long, short. When you get to tika-ti, it's super easy. You just show that it's a short, long, and it's called a tika-ti. Clap it with me. Ti-ti-ta, tika-ti-ta. I present tika, and tika-ti to 4th graders so they can do this sort of rhythm reading with sentences in 2 groups. So I often take 2 music stands and I set them up in front of the class right next to each other, but pointing different directions so that they can see which music stand they're reading from. I start with everybody reading this rhythm. Ready, go. Ta, ta, tika-ti-ta. Ti-ti-tika-ti, ti-ti-ta. Ti-ti-ta, tika-ti. Ta, tika-ti-ta, rest. Tika-ti-ta, ta, tika-ti-ta, rest. Tika-ti-ta, rest. Tika-ti-ta. And then it's easy enough to get them into 2 groups. You say, over here on this side, you're going to be reading rhythms from this music stand, and everybody on this side, you're going to be reading rhythms from this stand. This side, ready, go. Ta, ta, tika-ti-ta. Ti-ti-tika-ti, tika-ti-ta. Ti-ti-tika-ti, tika-ti-ta. Ti-ti-tika-ti, tika-ti-ta. Rest. Tika-ti-tika-ti-ta. Rest. Tika-ti-tika-ti-ta. Rest. Tika-ti-tika-ti-ta. Tika-ti-tika-ti-ta. Well, thank you. Sure, that was fun. And now let's look at the melody. Hop, old squirrel, idle-dum, hop, old squirrel, idle-dum-dee. Hop, old squirrel, idle-dum, hop, old squirrel, idle-dum-dee. Of course, that is all just mi, re, do. So it gives a really great opportunity to look at some sentences that are solfa or melodic sentences using only the tone set of mi, re, do. Let me show you a few different styles of sentences that I have, some that I've made and some that I've printed out. Let's start off with this one. Mi, re, do. I'm in the key of D, where this is a so, mi, re, do. Use their hands and they go mi, re, do, rest. And this one, do, re, mi, do. Make sure from the re to the mi that the biggest move is with their elbow, of course. Do, re, mi, do. And then when there's 2 R's right next to each other, that means a titi. Mi, re, do. Next one. Here we go. So, mi, re, do. If the first pitch is different and it's on a so, I'll go, here we go, and it helps. It's a bit of a crutch. You may not want to always do that. Here we go. So, mi, re, do. Let's try this one. Ready, go. Do, do, mi, mi. You know what? Kids do that. They'll go do, do, mi, mi, and it takes time to get them to do that skip again. Do, do, mi, mi, re, do. They will go do, do, mi, mi, re, something like that. Do, do, mi, mi, re, do. Since I know what's going to happen, in my experience, it always happens. They go do, do, mi, mi, that I don't sing it. I go ready, go, do, do. And I wait for them to sing it. And almost always they will sing that as a re. That's a good opportunity to reteach that is a skip. Do, do, mi, mi, re, do. And this is a version of sentences that I created on Microsoft Word. I use this for 4th and 5th graders often when we are reviewing do, re, mi as a chunk. And we have do, re, mi, re, do. Now the TT is actually written in. Ready, go. Do, re, mi, re, do. And these will get a little bit harder. Ready, go. Do, re, mi, re, do. Did you notice what I did? I went ready, go to prep their ears. Again, I don't always do that, but when I do it, it's for a purpose, to get them to hear that it moves up right away. Do, re, mi, re, do. Next one, ready, go, mi, re, do. This one, ready, go, mi, re, do. And I ended on a mi to give them that sound in their ear, or I could have gone, ready, go. Same thing, I'll do it with this. Ready, go, mi, re, do, re, mi. And I try to not slow down. I just slow down there a little bit, but they really want to go slow on this one. So instead you go, ready, go, mi, re, do, re, mi, and see how many people can follow along. Because it is a really recognizable melody. You could even say, what song is this? And of course they'll go, Mary Had a Little Lamb. How about this one? Here we go, do, re, mi. And I don't sing the last one. Since this is a skip, they'll sometimes go, mi, do. That's often how they'll do it. And you'll have to reteach that it is a skip down. Same thing. So when you get to there, you may not want to sing it because it's a skip and you want to hear if they get the skip. Ready, go. And you see if they can sing it. Or you could go, ready, go. And you don't sing it, you see if they can do it. It's a test, it's a little assessment. Informal, but it's an assessment. Ready, go, re, mi, do. There are 3 re chunks. Do, re, mi, re, do, and re, mi, do. That's in a lot of songs, and I just wanted to show it here. Ready, go, mi, re, do, re, mi, do. And once you have done a bunch that are just stick sentences, now I want to get into staff sentences. And now, do is down on a ledger line, and I'll use this to make sure I'm in the right place. Mi, re, do. Here we go. Mi, re, do. You can reteach that do is down on a ledger line if do is on a line. Re is on the space above it, and if re is on a space, mi is on the line above it. Ready, go. Mi, re, do. Ready, go. Mi, re, do. So I did that same preparation, and this is another of those ya-da-da-da-da-da-dum. And now we're in a different key. Now do is up here. If you want to, you could use your tuning fork and go, that's a mi. That's a mi. I can hear it. I wonder if you can. Try that with your hand. Do, do, re, mi, so. Let us chase the squirrel. I'm going to have to do that song on a future video. What a great game. Here we go. Mi, re, do, do. Now on this one with a repeated mi, you're going to have people go mi, re, or something like that. Mi, re, do, do. I've heard that, where instead of staying on the mi, they drop already to the re. Mi, re, do, do. You'll have to work on one like that. By the way, this is from a set from Jenna Gagne, Themes and Variations. She drew them out. I've made my own using Sibelius and printing them out. I didn't decide to show those today, but this is a set that I purchased. You can also make them yourself using Finale or Sibelius. Very simple. And another one, this also repeats the mi, so you're going to want to work on that. But what if we were to go on up to do is on the line, do, re, mi, and now this one is a re, do, re, mi, here we go, do, re, mi, and mi, once it's on the middle line, you can choose whether you want to go up or down, but it's kind of fun that they chose down. Do, do, re, mi. Do, 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 re, mi. 4 in a row on do, believe it or not, is a little bit tricky. Let's try this one. Ready, go. Do, do, mi, re, do. So we looked at do, re, mi sentences that are just spaced out on a card, that are in stick notation, that are on a staff in the key of G, the key of F, and the key of C. Those are the 3 keys that I usually draw notation or read notation, C, F, and G, because the do, re, mi, sol, la do not use sharps or flats. Well, that was fun working with you today on Hop Old Squirrel. It is such a fun game where kids get to play. And also it's really great for teaching Tikati and practicing Ray. I hope to see you next time in the music room when we look at another game and how to teach different elements in rhythm and in melody. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Hop, old squirrel, idle-dum-dee. Hop, old squirrel.